Okay, so I'm back. I'm doing part 2 of this video of blowing, different techniques for blowing ink. We used a straw, we used canned air, we tried it on our different paper types. I showed you how I used it, the canned air in ornaments. I didn't demonstrate that. I have another video that demonstrates that if you want to check out my channel. But now we're going to talk about the heat tool. So the thing about the heat tool is you get a completely different effect when you use it than you get with these other methods of blowing the ink, I'm sorry. And so I think I've shown you this before. This I used actually a hair dryer to get this effect of all of these dark lines and moving the ink around. Okay, so I'm going to use my heat tool in this case, and it's a little bit of an experiment because it's a new heat tool. I'm going to keep it on a fairly low heat setting, but what it's going to do is it's going to dry the thin layers of the ink. Where it's thinner, it will dry faster, and it will also move the ink wherever you blow it to, so that's how you create these lines. It's a really unique effect, and I actually learned this technique from a YouTube user called Beetlewing, and so I will put that link in the comments below so you can check out his video. It's a pretty cool thing, and I'm going to try and demonstrate it in this very small space with one color of ink, which is the limeade that I used for the rest of these cards, and on the different types of paper, and I'll explain those paper options as I go. So I have actually a really nice heat tool that my husband got for me. It has two settings. I'm going to use the higher blower setting, and let me turn that off so you can hear me. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to use the higher fan setting, but a low heat setting. This is really, really low. It's set almost to no heat because when you get to the Yupo, you might have a problem. And as I said, I haven't tried this particular tool before. I probably should have gotten out my hair dryer, but here we go. So I'm just going to drop the ink right on the glossy cardstock. And this is probably the easiest one to use. I have to pick it up to do that though. And just start blowing the ink around. And what it does is causes the alcohol to evaporate. Now I didn't get very many lines and tendrils, so let me turn my heat tool off for a second. So I'm going to put some alcohol on here just to make it move again. And I'm going to turn my heat up just a tiny bit. You can use a hair dryer for this. You can use a hair dryer on a lower setting or a medium setting. Completely up to you. I would experiment with it if I were you. So you do get a completely different effect than the other. I should take down my paper. Completely different effect than the other ways of blowing. Try it one more time. You can see it's because it soaks in, it takes a little bit to get it moving. So I'm going to just add a little bit more alcohol and ink and move it and turn this up. And of course, the faster it dries, the more tendrils and things, the more little sections and dark lines you get. Okay. So let's try that on the Yupo. Now, the Yupo's a little bit different. It can buckle and warp with the heat, so you do have to be careful. Don't apply too much heat, but I have done it with a hair dryer, and it worked just fine. So here we go. You see it moves a lot more. I wasn't able to contain it as much as I would have liked to. And it also dries a lot faster. So I'm just going to stop because I can see those little spots and lines that I can't really get other ways. And I don't want my Yupo to get too hot, so you have to do that one kind of quickly. I wish it hadn't run over on my other section, but that's the hazard of doing this multi-technique test on this paper. All right, here we go on the mineral paper. Now, I have not tried this on the mineral paper before, so we'll see what happens. And I'm going to turn it on. I'll hold it flat this time. Okay, so you get a similar effect as you get from Yupo on the mineral paper, which is what I expected because they're both non-porous papers. If you notice, nothing bleeds through on the mineral paper or the Yupo. This is from an overlap of the edge. That is not from bleeding. And but on the glossy cardstock, wow, I didn't put enough ink for it to go through, but it can go through. So if you notice on this one didn't go through either. I'm just proving my point. Okay, this one's done on glossy cardstock and like the ink bled through. It doesn't bleed through a lot, but does soak in and bleed through. And this took a lot longer to do than this little test, so just so you know. And I just kept dropping ink and moving it around, and maybe I'll do a little demo of that on another video or add it to this video or something. I'm not sure. But there you go. Those are different ways that you can use to blow your ink around. Now, you may think of something different, and if you do, I would love to hear it and try it out. So leave a comment down below if you have some ideas, or if you found this helpful, or if you want me to demonstrate something. Maybe you had an idea but you haven't tried it, or you don't have the paper to try it or the ink or whatever, and you just want to see how it works. Hey, I love doing that. I just did a video to answer another follower's question over from my blog, where she wanted to know how to remove the felt fibers, and I researched it. I hadn't had that problem before, but I did the video because it's really fun for me and I enjoy sharing. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Go out and try this and have a lot of fun with your inks and experiment, and play, and just let your creative juices flow. Thank you. Bye.